Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Beltmatic. In between the last episode and this one, I did the 2.8, or it was 123s we were making, I think, before, and those are finished. So I unlocked some new extractor. One thing that I can't figure out is like, there's nowhere that it tells me like how big your extractors are. You have to like zoom out and be like, oh, I can get sixes. Can I see a seven? Like, could I get one of those? I definitely can't get 11s. Can't get 9s, can get 8s. Okay, now I figured out my extractors can handle 8s and below. I just, like, wish this would, like, tell you. Like, what if they just put the biggest number you can extract right here? Right? I don't know. Maybe that would be too confusing at the beginning of the game, because you'd be like, oh, it extracts 2s, and how do I extract 1s now? Anyway, so, as a result of that, it wants 280s, and it will finally give us a subtractor, which I'm not that excited about. I want exponentiation. That's the only thing I care about, man. So 280. How do we get 280? I talked about this some, I think, last episode. The obvious way is like 7 times 4 times 10. Where do we find numbers like that? Or maybe if there's an easy way to get 14 times 20 lying around? I don't know. The main thing I want is a 7, I guess. Here's a 7 and a 4 and 3 5s. Okay, that's perfect, right? I only need one of the... Well, I do want 10, I guess, right? And it would be nice to ship in a full belt worth, right? How much is a belt these days? We're not there. 3 per second. So to get 1,000 of them is 5 minutes still, even at one belt of cheese. Like, you need to build large extraction facilities to start finishing these later. I mean, this isn't even very late. I assume this is still kind of early game stuff, and I think it scales up like forever. I don't know exactly, but if we're still unlocking tools, I assume this counts as sort of early game. I lost my cool spot. Where is it? 7 4. Well, there's a spot here with a 7 a 4 and a bunch of 5s. Yeah, this must be where I was. So I think I should do this 2 belts worth. Which means I mean, honestly, 3 wouldn't be hard if we're going to do 2. It just means I want to be careful. Where's my 4? Here? Is that really the one I was using? I feel like I had a better spot a minute ago. Here is actually where I was looking, huh? Well, it doesn't matter. Let's just use this 5 instead. And I'll try to do something... I don't know. This isn't quite what you would call tileable in Factorio, but my idea is to build something that's a little bit less spaghetti than my usual garbage, right? Oh, right. I do actually want 2 5s. If I'm going to do multiple belts worth, I actually want a second 5. So let's grab this one. Or no, this one's... Yeah, okay. So I want to build like a single rectangular block that I can copy and paste 3 times that just wants 4 inputs. And then I can route 4 copies of each of these to that area. No adders necessary. Oh no, an adder for 5s. So let's... I don't know, put it here? I guess I could multiply 7 and 4. I don't know. Do it like that. I don't quite know what I'm doing. So I think we said it takes 8 of these. That's still about right, yeah? No, here. 0.43, yeah. So about 8 to satisfy a belt. Which, of course, I already have here, so I don't have to do all the belt work again. Where's my extractors? Here they are. Although, why does my template have this extra space here? Why don't I just do that? Yeah, that's better. So, this is one of the things I want in my rectangular template. Another one is that I want, let's see, I need a little more space like that. I want this. And we needed, I have already. How many multipliers do I need? 0.4. Oh, my multipliers are as fast as my adders now. That's nice. So I just need 8 of those. And I have that lying around. That's way more than 8. I mean, I could copy just 8 of them, but I thought I had one lying around where it's ratioed right for the modern era. Here's one. Let's see. It wants to be this way. No. I see. My template has A and B coming from different directions, which I won't do here. But this is fine. And then I think it would be kind of nice. It's not space efficient, but it would be nice if the outputs came out on a separate side from the inputs and I didn't have to like reroute stuff back, right? Well, no, I don't know. Maybe this is kind of cool. This is just a perfectly nice rectangular block. And we just have a little routing to do where this is what feeds in there. And this is what feeds in here. And so now this just needs, here, let's expand it out a little. Inputs there. Hang on. Let's actually... no, don't delete anything. Just run it that way. And have this one be the one that... No, not this. Hang on. This is where the last input comes from, or one of the last inputs. I guess I need to do the other 5 input goes here. So this, I think, is a copy-pastable block. Let's test it. That I can just feed 5s into here and I guess I'll use these 5s for this top area and I'll use the other 5s for the bottom area. 5s in there. 4s. Oh, wait a minute. There shouldn't be any input coming to this one. This is the one that multiplies... Oh, well, I guess this is fine. Okay, yeah, this 10 goes here. So actually, I'm doing 40 times 7 instead of 28 times 10. But that's fine. Addition or multiplication is commutative. So Okay, so the 4s go in there, which means the 7s come in from here. Wait. No. Sorry, this is... This is... no, here is the 7s. Right? And once I've confirmed that this produces 7s, or 280s, I'll copy this block and just route more copies of its input to it. But yeah, this looks like 280s. So... and let's have this pointing this way, actually, for the output, shall we? So that it's coming out on a different side than the inputs are. Now, copy all of this, yes. Paste it again here and here. And we can route... no, not that high. More 5s here. The other 2 sets of 5s. Or 3 sets, really. I don't know if I have enough space for all this, the way I've laid things out. Or not easily, anyway. Yeah, I do. Of course I do. So my last 2 4s... actually... where do the 4s go in? They go in right under the 5s, so here. And let's send the last one through this last little bit of space. Just for fun, to make things nerve-wracking. And the 7s go here and here. And now I have 3 lines of... oh, I can't join those belts. What am I doing? They need to be bridged. Three lines of 280s. So let's get these home, shall we? Where is home? This away. And hopefully... gosh, this is a long trip, huh? Hopefully most of the time that we'll be spending waiting for this is just waiting for numbers to propagate on belts. How come I don't have anything here yet? Did I put a 7 into the wrong place? Oh, I totally did. Get out of here. It looks like none of them actually made it in, which is good. 7s were supposed to go here. I should have been more careful with... I should have made sure I had a little tab poking out of where I was supposed to put the 7s when I was done. Ah! Okay, try again? So it goes here. And then comes out here. How did I somehow get that bridge wrong? I'm not sure. Yeah, they bridge right over each other. Okay. Oh, here comes our first 280 is finally getting in. Oh man. So we could think about our next number now, which is 320. Well, I mean, that's just 10 times 32, and 32 is 2 to the 5th. So we could do a bunch of multipliers of 2's. Alternatively, it's 5 times 2 to the 6th. Gosh, such a long trip. I don't actually know if the third belt's going to get there before we're done. Six per second. Yes, really 9, but there's a bit of a buffer. So we'll have subtractors in a minute. I don't really care at all about those. Why are there gaps? Obviously, it doesn't matter in terms of, like, getting our level objective. I just wonder what's going on. It should be full. Maybe it was just a hiccup that, like, things weren't fully buffered up yet. So it looks like it's a full belt coming out. So I like this idea of, you know, a tiling. It's not tiling in the way that you would say in Factorio. I guess, like, I don't know. But it's copyable. It's a block. I don't know exactly. I think I need to manage the inputs more. Like, my wires are a bit tangled, so to speak. Like, I should try to make a little bit more space between the inputs and the things so that I can line up all 3 4s I'm using, all 6 5 I'm using, and then split them in ways that make sense. But, okay, we have a subtractor. Please tell me I can unlock something interesting instead of just extracting 9s. Of course, it's extracting 9s. And this whole, like, thing is now useless? Question mark? I mean, no. 280 is not that far from 320. Right? If I could just make a 40 somewhere, which should be easy, I could add it to this. And make use of this stream of stuff I have. That would be like 5 times 4 times 2? Or 5 times 8. I'm allowed to use 8s. There are 8s somewhere in the universe, I'm sure. There's one. There's a 5 and an 8 right next to each other. There's one a bit closer here. I'll take these. What the hell are you guys doing here? Oh, that was a different idea I had, huh? Okay, well, let's put a thing on the 8 and the 5 so that I can find them again more easily. Although, really, it doesn't help much. Go give me a multiplier template, which looks like this. Yeah. It's around here somewhere. There's a 5. Come on. Okay, so this lets me mark pins. Okay, I mean, that's a bit annoying, but I guess I could do it. I just wish I could see, like, where I have put stuff, you know? I guess what I should do is drop a couple of adders on the ground, because those I can see. It's not that far down. There it is. So, if I just want 3 belts of 5 times 8, then I'll do it like this, I guess. Oh, you actually can drag and paste. That's nice. Although I should have adjusted the directions these were pointing before pasting. So what I had in mind for like making the wires a little bit more self-evident was something like this, where I get all the inputs arrayed nicely, and then I just branch off one set for each of the machines. This doesn't look as pretty as I had hoped, but it's certainly nicer than what we had before at the last factory. So there's a bunch of 40s coming in. I think I want them arrayed in this direction, right? Oh, I need to go update my template to like throw away that useless space, right? There we go. Yeah, so something like this, except I want... Oh, maybe not like that. Do it upside down. Except I want this input running in this direction and the output running in that direction. Copy this, paste it twice. So, let's go get these guys. Actually, maybe I should just move the whole thing up a bit so it lines up with this better. There. And let's line up my 40s. I wish you could like also... that you could just make... You could say like, give me 3 belts in a row. I know that was in Factorio, but I don't remember if it was a mod or like the real game. Where you could... I think it was a mod that would let you like say I want to lay out 3 belts adjacent to each other. You could just copy it all. I don't know. Because this is just annoying, this work here. Okay. So let's cut this out. The 280s are coming in the top row. Let's make this lane a little longer. Okay, and now I mean, this looks a little bit incestuous the way these 280s and 320s are. The lines for them are right next to each other. But they're not touching, and that's what matters. And we get some 320s coming out quickly. How many of these am I supposed to make? 2,000. Yeah. So it is like scaling up quite a bit every time to... I saw a Steam review. Someone gave a negative review to this. Which, you know, that's fine. I have some negative things I could say about it. But this person's complaint was that, like, the early game is so slow because you have to wait for these slow-ass belts to run your, like, 3s and 4s in here. And also that the adders are unbelievably slow for no reason. And it just takes forever to get stuff added. And it's like, you can just use more of them. I do agree, though, that, like, before you get bridges, it is kind of slow and shitty for no reason. But that basically only is, like, when you need to make 2, 3, and 5. 4 and 5? Those are the first few numbers. And you don't have bridges yet, and so you can't easily just build a scaling factory. But, like, that takes, I don't know, a little while, and you're still learning the mechanics at that point. I don't think it's such a big deal that that's slow. Okay, we're almost up to the full 9 per second, right? And we will be once it's caught up. 9 per second, it's about 10. 20 seconds? No. 200 seconds. 3 minutes. Okay. So what are we doing next? 486. Does that have any nice factorizations, or do we want to get something near there? So 486, 243 times 2. 243 is divisible by 9. Well, if you divide it by 3, you get 81. So it's 9 times 9 times 3 times 2. That is a lot of 3s, huh? It's like 3 to the 5th? Am I crazy? It seems like 3 to the 5th should be a huge number. I guess it's not. Let me just like double check my math on that. 3 to the 5th is 243. Times 2 is 486. Yes, okay. So I guess that's the way to do it. I mean, obviously, we'll have access to 9s. We could do 9 squared times 3. Probably I should... Oh, we can upgrade our subtractors by making 29s as well. Or we could work on our belts again. Make 63s. But I don't feel like throughput is really killing me right now. What's killing me is my desire to have cooler tools. So, we don't really care about these upgrades right now. I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to care? Also, I noticed that this window is only wide enough to have 3 things here, and it was that wide from the beginning, wasn't it? So it seems like there won't be a 4th thing here, maybe? And it's just going to want more throughput to upgrade multiple times? I'm not sure. It might be interesting. Maybe we upgrade belts here. Like, 63s are not hard to make, especially because I'm about to have 9s. Like, there's a 9 here. Anything closer? 9 near 7? Kind of close. I mean, I don't need to use the 9. I could just take 2 3s, right? Yeah. So what are we getting next? Extraction 11? Are you kidding me? Wait, does that mean I don't have 10s? Does 10 not exist? Is 10 not a naturally occurring element? It has to be manufactured in a lab? I didn't realize that. Wow, 40. Yeah, so I mean, the numbers get bigger as you go further from the base. That's something we noticed before. Wow, look at all these 9s here. Here's a 9 right next to a 7. I mean, that's sort of nice, right? We can build this without really impacting anything about... Oh, God. If I looked away, and I'm now going to have an impossible time finding it again, aren't I? Here it is. So... I don't really need this too. If I just say I want 3 of these, and they're already facing the right direction. I mean, this is producing... I don't know why I want 3 full belts of this shit. I guess my idea is that if this... I don't know. If it turns out we have a huge buffer of 1s and 16s. If it turns out all we need is a truckload of 63s to make the belts upgrade several times, it would be nice to have that truckload, wouldn't it? The 7s are... There's not quite enough space, huh? Well, I mean, there is, obviously, just not to do it perfectly symmetrically. So there's all my 63s. And what direction do I want to approach the hub from? I mean... I think it might be about time to get rid of some of these numbers I'm not using. This 31s. There. What is this? Why are you... Okay, it wasn't because of something going on here. It was because it's side-loading into a... I already have more 15s than I need. Why? I guess I just have 2 different belts worth of ways to make 15s? Well, okay, I mean... In that case, enjoy it, I guess. Wait, this should be a bridge. So is this actually 2 full belts of 15s that I'm making? It must be. I'm not sure why. It was because I wanted to make 31s, and I said, okay, I have half a belt with 15s. Let's just make more 15s. Well, okay. I mean, and 15s are... Yeah, they're useful. I don't know. I'm running out of spaces to put stuff in. I definitely could, like, trim this out, right? Or I could just come in through the bottom, I guess. The routing on that is just a little unpleasant, right? Wait, where am I? I'm over here. I mean, it's not such an imposition to go south first, I guess. At least you can zoom way out. That's a nice improvement over Factorio, is being able to zoom way out and drag something while you're doing that. I like that. I thought I was going to be far enough south. Turns out I need to be one pip further south. Obviously, this can be thrown away. But, I mean, you never know. I might want a 320 someday. Okay, we should start seeing those 63s. Man, those belts, I really got to speed them up, man. Because now it's getting to be the point where, like, I guess I could have just built it closer using 3s instead of 9s. That would be something. Here, maybe? It's not that much closer. Now, like, every time I build a new factory, a lot of the waiting time is just waiting for the numbers to start arriving. Right? I mean, I'm making a bunch of 50s, or not that many. I'm making like one belt worth of 50s. I have 3 belts of 1s? Oh, this one too, huh? Well, I bet someday I'll be like, I'm glad I have those 97,000 1s lying around. But in order for that to be true, I'd need to start making more 16s, I assume. Still haven't delivered a single 63. Yeah, I mean, I gotta admit this part's a little bit. You are waiting for these creepingly slow belts, and when you zoom in, they're moving at a reasonable pace. But when you zoom out, it's like it just takes them hours to get to the base. But I don't have any complaints about the speed of multipliers and adders. That's just easily solved by parallelizing better. It's almost too trivial to overcome, in a way, right? Because it doesn't cost you anything to make more of them. Okay, get in there. I know, this is not the most efficient use of my time, but, like, how can you not? You gotta watch them go in. Yeah, I haven't been funneling multiple belts in of any of my upgrade materials, except for the 1s and 2s, which I stopped doing the 2s a while ago. I've got a million 1s going in. So, like, these 63s, this is more than I need to keep pace with upgrades, and they're, I guess the 15s I have 2 belts worth. But I'm doing it on purpose because I want to see what happens when you upgrade something to level 4. To see whether you just need more of the same stuff or what. And if you do just need more of the same stuff, then I want a lot of 63s to catch up to my backlog of 1s and 16s. I wonder if it would be a good idea to start, like, building a blueprint library, so to speak. This game doesn't give you a blueprint library. I have a couple of blueprints. In fact, you know what I should do is grab one of my multiplier lines and just paste it down here as well, so I have both. But this is like, okay, I have a blueprint for multiplying and a blueprint for adding. Wouldn't it be nice to have a blueprint for, like, multiply together 3 numbers that I could just copy somewhere, right? Or, you know, yeah, exactly, multiply 3 numbers. Or, like, multiply two numbers and add them to a third. Because then each of these new factories would just be that much simpler. I wouldn't have to do any routing or like, if I could just roll in the numbers into a pre-built idea. That, on the one hand, seems like it would be like a way to improve my own efficiency. But it does seem like an annoying thing to do. Like, there's a zillion ways you can write an equation with just a couple of operations. I don't really want to do that. Okay, we're almost there. Give me those 1.5s, please. It doesn't want the ones anymore. It wants 258s. I didn't see that coming. Makes sense, though. Okay, so we can throw this shit away. So if we were to start... I like that, I think. If we were to start making 93s, we could throw away all these 2s. And in fact, we now know we've made all the 2s we're ever going to need. I could just do this now. And likewise, this outrageously outdated 3 factory could cease to be. I guess I can leave the belt there as a reminder. I don't know. It's easy to lay the belt in, and I don't want to forget that I have that space available by just not noticing that the belt is empty. What is going on here? Excuse me? Oh, of course. I sped up the belts, but I didn't speed up the multipliers and adders, so we're not saturating the belts anymore. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, but so the good news is we do need an absolute load of... Wait, what? Oh yeah, of 63s. So everything... Every new number that we need for an upgrade, we will eventually need a lot of, and it will free up some space for input into the hub, right? Because the lower tier number we won't need anymore. Okay, cool. So I don't know. It would be nice to make some 486s at least, which I said was 9 times 9 times 3 times 2. I gotta say, getting 3 belts of that seems like a lot of work. And with less than 3 belts, it's just going to take hours to get in there, right? It's not like a search function. I can't control F for 9. That would be another... wouldn't that be great if you could say, please highlight 9s and 3s and 2s for me or something? Like here I see a 932 together. That's nice. The problem is I want 9s multiple times. So if I'm going to run in 3 belts, my extractors can only output 3 belts. So the 9s, I would need a second set of 9s. I guess what I could do is just use 3 3s and 1 9. That seems okay. So I'm still happy enough with the multiplier blueprint, even though it doesn't quite saturate a belt. Wait, is something wrong here? Why is only this bottom one failing to saturate? The top two are totally full. Oh, wait, something's... They're being stopped down here. Because there's not enough adders for them or something? Okay, so it's a mirage. Shit, where was my 9? Here. So I guess I want these 3s together. The good news is, since they're the same input, I don't actually have to choose which one I route where. Or I don't have to be careful which I put where. I can just do it where it's easiest. So there's a bunch of 9s. This block is, in a way, an extractor for 9s that has 3 belts wired into it, right? So I can have 6 belts worth of 9s if I want this way. But that's not really what I want. What I want is 3 multipliers. So I can take this. How far do I want to go? I guess this is fine. Run it this way, I guess. Sure. And I can actually just, again, since it's all 9s going into this, I can route them kind of however I want, right? I can use these 9s for the top inputs. It's not as, like... It's very minor spaghetti, I would say. I'm satisfied with it. So here's a bunch of 81s, which we need to multiply by 2 and also by 3. Where's home? Home is basically east from here. So I have a 2 here. I mean, I guess one thing is I could use this 2 and 3 on the way in, but I'd rather have an isolated factory. And I imagined using a 3 down here somewhere, didn't I? This one? That seems insane. Let's just multiply by 2 and we'll pick up the 3 on the way home. So if I grab this again, then I have these 81s. And this time I do have to be careful how I route, but that's okay. I will be careful, and it'll be great. There's the 81s, and the 2s are coming in from the bottom. And there's our 3 belts of whatever that is, 162. Pick up one more multiplier block. Yeah, like that. And an extractor here, but change these to run that away. Oops. And, oh, I guess I should run all the lines over, because these are actually, waiting for these lines is my current bottleneck. rather than building the factory to handle them. And the 3s are easy to handle. They just go in like this. Here. Oh, whoops, this was not right, because I didn't leave space for my outputs. Let's gather those up first before I route the 3s in, I guess. Yeah, so you want to be here. Oh, I'm doing this all backwards. It doesn't matter. I'm putting in a... Hey, it's supposed to be a bridge. I'm putting in completely unnecessary bridges. But that's life. Ah, get in there. Yeah, okay, being the fast drag is kind of helpful. Okay, so that's 3 belts of 4 E6s, constructed with relatively little hassle because it was just an easy prime factorization. And I copied triple blocks of multipliers. And we'll get access to extraction 11s, but I think this is it for today's video. Whether there'll be another video tomorrow sort of depends on whether this says that you're going to unlock something cool or not. I might just be done. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.